Hey guys, so today's video is on this eye look right here. I just wanted to show you guys how I blend out my shadows and do a halo kind of spotlight eye look. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you get a lot of good information and tips from this video. I tried to include as much as I could information wise, and I include all the brushes I use, all the shadows, everything that I use is included, and I really go in depth on how I do my eyeshadow because I do get a lot of questions about how I blend and how I do this kind of look. So yeah, I think that's it. Please don't forget to subscribe before we get started, and let's just get on to the video. Okay you guys, so the first thing that I always have to do to ensure that my shadow blends evenly is to use the Tarte Shape Tape. Sorry, mine's a disaster. I use the shade Light Sand and I just place it on my eye and let it dry. So I have yet to find a concealer that works as well as Tarte Shape Tape as a base for eyeshadow. This is just so good. It basically sets itself, so I don't put powder on it before I go in with eyeshadow. And I also find that when I don't set my concealer before I go in with shadow, the shadows come off so much more pigmented and they just look so much better than when I do set it and then go in with a shadow. So this is what I like to do. I'll just basically keep my eye closed until this is somewhat dry. So I'm not sure of the look that I'm gonna do yet, but I am just gonna, it doesn't really matter the look that I do, I'm just gonna show you guys how I make my shadows blend. So I'm just gonna take this shadow. This is from The Balm Cosmetics and it's in the shade Meet Matte Kumar. It's just like a nice plummy, kind of a red undertone shade. And I'm taking my M332 brush and it looks like this. So it's a domed shadow brush, but it's really short and kind of dense, and this is the best brush for really blending out your shadows. This is basically my holy grail for blending really well. So what I do with this brush is I just pack the shadow on to where I want it, and then I will just go in and do small circular motions to blend it out with this brush. I usually just use one shade to, blend it out. I don't go in with another lighter shade or like a transition shade to blend it. I can just use the same brush to blend out whatever shade I place down. So I'll show you guys really quick. I'm just dipping in and I always tap it off on whatever I'm using. I just have to tap off the excess. Okay, so I'm just gonna place the shadow down where I want it to be. Okay, so you can see that the color is pretty much just stamped on and it looks really scary. I'm just gonna tap off basically all that is on my brush, and then we will start to blend. So this is kind of difficult to catch on camera because I have to be pretty close to the mirror just to see what I'm kind of doing, but I'm just gonna show you how I blend out the edges. Basically, I wanna keep all the product where I put it and just blend the outer edges. So I'm just gonna do small circular motions. I probably will have to fast forward through this part a little bit just because it's gonna take you a while to get it all nice and blended. But you can see I'm just working on the outer edges just with the same brush, and it does have a little bit of product still on it. Using my iPhone 10 because it's more HD than my camera, my Sony a5100. My iPhone has more detail than that, and that one has a smoothing filter on it that literally there's no way for you to turn it off, so it's kind of annoying. But yeah, I've just been using my iPhone lately and I really like it. Let me know if you guys like it too. It shows all of the detail. So I like to do like swirling this way and swirling back that way, if you guys can kind of see what I mean. Basically just tiny little circular motions, and because this brush is so dense, it's really gonna just move that shadow around and blend it out really well. So Okay, so I can never tell how it looks on camera, but I'm hoping it looks okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue to blend. This is basically all it takes, is just a lot of blending. Just using the circular motions to blend everything out. And yeah, that's all I do. I really believe that it's this brush. This is, again, the Morphe M332. This brush basically does all the work for you. Just as long as you have the technique down, I think that this brush just basically blends for you. Okay, so once I have it built up, I just take any type of clean brush. This is just a Morphe M200. So it's just a little bit more fluffy. It's got nothing on it, and I'm just gonna go right over the edges. And just anywhere that I see anything looking a little harsh, I'm just gonna go over. So I'm just taking 2 shades out of my Morphe 35B, which is the really colorful palette, and I'm just taking 2 of the pink shades in there and tapping off most of the product, and I'm just going to lightly incorporate a little bit of pink into this area. So I'm just taking that smaller domed brush, the Morphe M222 right there, and I'm just going to, like we did before, just pack it into place. I don't know if this will be deeper or not, but we'll see. I'm just gonna pack it into place, and then we will be able to blend it out, just creating a nice, no, it's not really deeper, but we'll just add a little bit of that color. I'm gonna add it exactly where I want it. So hard to film this, you guys. I'm sorry if I'm out of the frame like 100% of the time. Pretty difficult to film. I'm also working that into the inner corner because I do want to do some type of halo eye. So now I'm going to switch back over to my M332, which was the first one that we used. And this has no additional product on it. I'm just going to use this to blend those 2 shades together, trying not to work it too high. I always work my shadows way too high into my brow bone, but oh well, what can you do? So I wanted to give a huge shout out, even though they're not gonna see this, but I actually learned a lot of these tricks from just watching Mitchell on Instagram. It's like 4 M's and then Mitchell is his handle, and Stacy Marie MUA. They are absolutely incredible artists. Like, the stuff they come up with, I'm like, oh my gosh, every single look they do, I am like in awe. They just have such beautiful, incredible work, and you guys definitely should go follow them. I honestly, like, neither of them have a YouTube channel as far as I know, but just from watching like their Instagram stories and, you know, the little clips that they put on Instagram, I've been so inspired, and I've really actually learned a surprising amount from just watching those things. So yeah, you guys need to check them out. They're amazing, and I want to be exactly like them. Just really great artists, so thought I'd give a shout out to them because I definitely learned a lot of techniques from them. I've, you know, tried looks inspired by them. And they kind of had like similar techniques to each other. and similar looks. I know they're like friends in real life, so yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about some really great artists. So, and then I gotta get, hopefully this is in the shot because this is actually really difficult to see, but then I'm just gonna go right in the center of my lid with that. You guys, this is so hard to get on camera. Oh my gosh, hopefully I'm in the shot. I'm gonna do like that. Hopefully you guys saw that. Okay, so once it's looking kind of like this, you want to just make sure that the the top part is wider than the bottom. And just kind of taper it down, blending it as much as you can, and don't worry about the edges because we will blend them later. So to pack on shadow to the lid, I like to use this brush. This is just a flat shader brush. So I'm just gonna take that yellow and I'm just gonna pack it exactly where we placed that concealer. Just really packing that on. Going back in, packing it on. Ooh, this is going to be very colorful. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. Then I'm gonna go back in with this brush. This is the M332, just to deepen up those areas and just kind of lightly tapping along the edges of that yellow. What I like to do is just wet this brush that we used to place the initial yellow. I'm just gonna wet it with some water, and I'm gonna dip into a brighter yellow in the same palette. This has a little bit of sparkle to it, so I'm just gonna place that right in the very center of the whole look, and should brighten it up a little bit. Just like that. Okay guys, so this is the finished eye. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm just going to add some lashes and do a little clip for Instagram. But I hope you guys learned something from this tutorial. I hope it was helpful and fun to watch. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out of this video. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys how I blend my shadows, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!